I request the author himself, Professor Sreeram Chaulia, Dean Jindal School of International Affairs and Director General, Jindal India Institute, to share his thoughts. Please give it up for Professor Sreeram Chaulia.
Thank you, Shreya. Namaskar. It's a great honor and a milestone in my career that the Foreign Minister of India has spared his valuable time to launch my new book, Friends. I just, sir, with your permission, I'll share a small anecdote. He has appeared thrice on my TV show on Doordarshan, and I'll give you one example of why we feel so proud of him. It was the week before the G20 summit, September 2023. And we are hosting it, a very high stakes summit. I start the book, Friends, with the G20 summit, if you read the introduction and how we pulled off the coup. So it was a Monday, I think, and Dr. Jaishankar came to Doordarshan, to Monday House, and we were just discussing before the recording. And I said, sir, I'm sure you must be all very tense, and because of the, behind the scenes diplomacy to get the the joint communique issued. And he just smiled and said, why? It's only Monday, it's just the start of the week, let's enjoy the week. He's always been cool, composed, but also very steely, and that's what makes him that rock star or a favorite, especially of young India. And there's so many young people here who come from different institutions across Delhi NCR, and I think it's really a treat for them in particular. Dr. Jaishankar has also nurtured and elevated our strategic partnerships. So it's so befitting that he has given us time. He has argued that investing in relationships is the most critical task for India's quest to be a leading power. So that's, in fact, you see him day in and out doing that only, right? Especially with these, what I consider to be the top 7 partners, but there are so many others. And every single day, it's like a gardening, patient gardening task that he does day in and out. And we are better off as a result of this. We often say this about armed forces that, because they're keeping the security at the borders and in the oceans, we sleep safe and sound. But he's also fighting for the country on the world stage, and we all believe that this is a big quest to be a leading power. A brief about the book, I want to mention a couple of points I believe are the central elements of the book. The first is that there is a link between India's rise and its friendships. And this I have illustrated through these 7 countries: Japan, Australia, US, Russia, France, Israel, and the UAE. And what I've argued is that as India's standing in the world rises to a higher and higher level, the way we see these friendships, the way we manage these friendships, the way we try to extract the most from these friendships, and the way we make them more strategic is something worth watching over time. So some of these partners that I've covered in the book are not new in the sense they have come when Dr. Jaishankar was still in the Foreign Service, and many of his esteemed former colleagues are also here in the audience. They will remember these friendships, but the nature of these friendships have changed. And what I'm saying is that in this current era, where the post-Cold War period is over, where great power competition is all over the place, and where it's a very tricky situation for a rising power like India, the friendships have a different meaning and substance and purpose and intent. They have become sharper, more security oriented, especially in the Narendra Modi era. And my point is that this is the most critical element for us to become a leading power in time to come. The second main takeaway in my view is that friends matter in dealing with the ugly realities of power politics. As I have mentioned in the book, friends are vital not only for economic gain, for mutual economic exchange and benefit, but also for security and for geopolitical ambit of a country to spread. So for India to become a leading power or a great power, the classic definition we use in the theory is that it should have significant influence beyond its immediate surroundings. Meaning, yes, neighborhood is critical, neighborhood first, but also in places farther away. And that is usually considered to be one of the markers of a great power, or what we call a leading power. So for that to happen, we need these friends, because what we do with them helps expand our influence there. And it's not only a one-way traffic. They are friends with us because they gain and benefit from being friends with us. So each of these countries, Japan, Australia, US, Russia, France, Israel and UAE, I have shown extensively in the book that each of them benefits us, and they also gain from being with us, from partnering with us, for teaming up with us in so many theaters and so many different domains. Let me conclude by just paraphrasing President John F. Kennedy. Ask not, you all know the famous quote, right? Ask not what your country has done for you, ask what you have done for your country. When you look at it from the perspective of our friends, and when they see India, ask not what your friends can do for you, ask what you can do for your friends. This is something, a mark of a leader or of a leading power, that you are able to actually add value to them. Often when we talk about a national interest based logic and discourse, we all ask, what are we getting from this friendship or this relationship, right? But what are they getting from us? This is also something I've highlighted because it's a two-way street. So India's ambit and influence are expanding via its friends, and also vice versa. The friends help solve India's strategic dilemmas, and India helps solve the strategic dilemmas of our friends. So we have more time to go into the nitty-gritty, and we have a brilliant panel discussion coming up, and I won't take too much of Dr. Jaishankar's time, but I simply will say that this is a moment for us to nurture these friendships more, and I hope that this book adds to the thinking about how we have a systematic approach in the Narendra Modi era to building these friendships, to extract that strategic stuff or content out of them, and for us to reap the dividends of it for the generations to come. Thank you very much.